Now, this is going to be a bit of a negative video, and I don't normally like making negative videos, but I think this is something that needs to be addressed. And yeah, it kind of focuses on the Chinese servers, but it's a worrying trend and it could progress onto the Japanese servers. And when the English servers are out, it could even progress onto there. And it's the subject of event reruns. And to understand what I'm on about, I mean, we need to understand what a good event rerun is. So let's look at the Kriegsmarine event rerun for the Chinese servers. And that for the Chinese servers is the perfect event rerun. And why is that perfect? Well, when it was first released was almost a year ago. So since then and now, you've had a whole load of new players come and join the server. So yeah, a whole load of people have not done this event. And those who have done the event, enough time has passed for them to do a whole load of new content and things to kind of like look at it and say, hey, yeah, I remember that. I don't mind doing this. So, yeah, I don't mind doing the event again because, it was a year ago and, you've added a whole load of new ships and things to it. So, yeah, I don't mind if you kind of like do a rerun of this event. After all, it was a year ago. So, yeah, that makes it the perfect event rerun. Now, it does have its own set of unique circumstances to the Chinese servers to make it a good event to rerun. I mean, it was the first event on the Chinese servers, and it was done 2 months after the game was released, so not very many people actually got to experience it. I mean, at the time, that was probably a good thing because, well, the devs, they actually admitted that they totally messed it up and they issued an apology and issued apology gems. I mean, we're talking about map A1 being level 70 and right now it's level 30, so you're getting an idea of just how much of a difference that was. And when you got a whole load of new players and you've got a event that's got that level of difficulty, not many people can kind of like participate on it. I mean, when we're saying a level 70 fleet, you needing actually a level 80 fleet to actually deal with it because you're not going to have an optimized fleet to deal with it. So it was a bit of a mess. So for Chinese server players, they're actually really happy to get this rerun. So yeah, hats off to them. This is the rerun that everybody's wanted. So yeah, brilliant rerun. So why am I actually down on reruns? Well, let's talk about a rerun that nobody wanted on the Chinese servers. Let's talk about the Graf Spee rerun. Graf Spee rerun, well, the event was first released in January, and then 2 months later it got released on the Japanese servers, and they did the rerun on the Chinese servers at the exact same time. Yes, yes. 2 months after the event was first released, they did a rerun of it on the Chinese servers. They made zero changes to it whatsoever, and they did a rerun of it on the Chinese servers 2 months after it was first released. Yeah. Talk about pointless. How many new players do you think joined the game in that period of time? Not many. I mean, we don't even need to know the figures because you can just say that it's going to be not that many players. It's an obvious thing. So why do a rerun of the event 2 or 3 months after it was first done? It makes no sense whatsoever. Nobody asked for it. Nobody needed it, and I don't think very many people bothered with it. So that was the Graf Spee event rerun. But before that, we had the Surikaku event rerun. And yeah, you got a couple of new ships with that one. But that came out, 4, maybe 5 months after it was first released. So that was no time either. And then after the Graf events, you also had the Glorious event rerun, and that was what, 6 months, maybe 7 months after that was first released. And then after that, you got the Nagato event, which was a new event. Wow. And then after that, you've had the KMS event rerun. So out of 5 events, 4 of them have been reruns. So that's not a great batting average. I mean, events are supposed to get people excited and engaged and thrilled about your game. Yet, if you're kind of like throwing out back-to-back reruns of content that they've played, what, a couple of months before, are people really going to be excited and engaged about that stuff? I don't think they are. I mean, you might want to disagree with me in the comments, but I honestly don't think that people are going to be that engaged with reruns of content that they've only just played a couple of months before. This is why I personally feel that if you want to do a rerun correctly, you want to wait about a year. And you can't do back-to-back reruns. You want to mix them up. You want to put in new content between the reruns. You want to put in new events between the old ones. Otherwise, people are going to get fed up with it.